Thank you. Now that's a goose.
Swan.
Swan.
Goose.
Yeah. Is that what came out, or is that what you saw in it after walking around looking at it on the floor?
Come out. Okay, that's the pith. Remember what I talked about on the pith?
Yep.
So that's the exact center. So the tree grew this way. So all this was roots, and this was a root. So this was a stump, and the roots went this way. The tree grew this way. And so you turn it upside down. And then you cut into it. And you really kind of shoot yourself in the foot when you do this, because this is all hand grain. This takes forever.
So you can only go one way a whole bunch of times.
And then all these are roots that come off. So this is actually, you can see ends of the root.
So I noticed with all these.
Yeah. Yep. All these, exactly. That's what gives it all that, because of all the tension that goes on in there. You gotta go through the rocks and the wind, and the earth is moving.
I'm just hanging on.
And this almost got cut off.
What made you keep it?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just, for some reason, I'm like,
I'll keep it.
a roller come up, first thing he said, cut that off. And then he come up and he saw the swan, and he goes, that's a $4,000 bull.
Are you taking it to the show?
Oh yeah. Yeah. That might win me best in wood. Maybe. I already won best of shows. So.
That's that one right there?
Yeah.
What was that? When was
Falcon.
it? The 1,000 for the Falcon?
And $600.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you if you like this piece more than you like the Falcon.
It's different. The Falcon was a little more exciting to work on. This, I just knew what I had to do and just kept grinding on it. And it was just a grind. But then once you get to about 200 grit, then you kind of start seeing what it is, and then you kind of go, okay, this might be kind of cool.
And when we did the spoons, we stopped before 200 grit.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just barely touched the spoon. Like I said, the sanding's left.
Okay.
So. But like I said, once you get past like 400, it goes fast.
Do you do that all by hand, or do you put
No.
you put on the?
Some of it's done with power tools. Towards the end, most of them, from about 1,200 on, it's supposed to be by hand.
Okay.
And then I took this one to, what did I take this one to? I think I took this one to, oh, that's right, I used leather and jeweler's rouge and hand rubbed it.
Leather and what?
Jeweler's rouge.
Jeweler's rouge?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a...
Jeweler's rouge.
Yeah, for polishing silver. Yeah. jeweler's rouge, piece of leather.
Oh wow. Okay.
Feel it.
Oh, that's crazy. Just like that.
And so that on that.
Holy cow, dude. Why did you leave that spot?
Well, there was a couple of reasons. One of them is how much wood is there. And by the time I would have cut into there to get rid of that, this would have been super, super thin. And so I just left it. And it's dark enough, it blends in, you know, but you can still see that's part of the original bark.
Yeah.
So,
that's cool. I like it.
yeah. And then I had this.
It's like Lake Michigan. And here's Michigan.
Yeah. See all kinds of stuff in there. This is really busy over here. You can see all the roots. All the roots that come out. This was a bear. Especially the way. See, I could have saved myself a lot of trouble. Gotten rid of this. Took some of this off. I could have cut that off. Could have cut that off and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just kind of, I don't know, went at it and just kind of went wherever, and this is what I ended up with, and I don't know, I kind of like it.
Did you shape it on the bandsaw like we did the spoon?
No, this was all done by. The only thing I did is I cut the center out, and that's another thing we could do, is you could get a really good idea. Look, this piece.
That was a part of the stump that you picked up?
This was inside of there.
Whoa.
And so I took a chainsaw and cut this part out.
Oh, dude, that's cool.
And then, but yeah, this part, and I think it come out, let's see. Probably, I think it, I don't know. One way or the other it was in there. But that's what it looked like, laying out in the desert.
And you could just tell by all this right in here that there is.
Well, look at this. You can see on the outside here. See right here? See this twisty? Look at this twisty here. And the twisty. It telegraphs through what, look at here. Look at this curve here. See that curve?
Oh,
so cool. Now you can see the curve that's there is in here. So what you see on the outside of the tree is what's on the inside. Yeah, that's the inside of it.
There's a metaphor somewhere in there.
Is there?
Probably. I'd say
But you
so.
wouldn't believe that come out of there, would you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's amazing. To be able to take it from one to the other is amazing.
Mm.
How many things have to go in line perfectly for that to even to happen? That tree had to live whatever life it had to live. You had to find it.
Or it found me.
Or it found you. Yep.
Another way of looking at it.
Right?
You know, it's funny because people ask me, well, where do you get your wood? That's the easiest part. It just shows up. Seriously. Ask my wife. It just shows up. It's incredible.
It just shows up on your doorstep most.
That's Barbara.
Okay. Next time we see her out, that's like, hey, what about this wood that just shows up?
There was a saw guy, and he lived in Jackson. Yeah, and I cut on, and I showed him a couple of bowls, and I showed him what I was looking for. After that, and most people, the burls on the side of the trees, they would throw away. They didn't want them because they wanted the lumber.
Mm-hmm.
He'd throw them in the back of his truck, and he'd drive my house, and he'd throw 3 or 4 off on my front step.
Here we go.
Really?
Oh, that's great. All right, well, if I must make a bowl or some spoons out of this, then I guess I will.
Or whatever. But it does. It just shows up. And I had this groove in here. And then Joe was looking at it. And Joe says, well, why don't you put another one here? And I said, well, I've been thinking about that. And so then I added this second groove. And I think it gives it more movement in the head, you know.
Yeah. You're right. It draws,
Yeah.
and it gives both of these more depth.
Right. Yeah. More movement.
That's cool.
Categories.
Is overall
wood, ceramics, painting, mixed media, fiber, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then best of show is best over all of it. So to win best of show that's pretty good.
Oh, dude. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you won your category before?
Yeah, that's what that other award is up there. It's called the Cluck Award.
Which one?
That chicken looking thing up there. Artists of a feather flocked together, and they were delivered in a Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket.
Oh, that's cool.
She went to Kentucky Fried Chicken and got a bunch of buckets, and so they delivered them in Kentucky Fried Chicken buckets. So, yeah. And then the turn box up there is the award for best of show. In that show. Yeah, it doesn't have a year on it. I forget what year that was.
So what else at this show again, other than wood stuff?
Oh no, there's art, there's ceramics, there's fiber, there's paintings, there's metalwork, there's let's see, painting, photography, fiber, mixed media, metal, wood. Can't think of the other ones. But there's like seven categories, or 7 or 8, something like that.
Do you go to it every year?
I've been for the last 15, 16 years.
Okay.
So it's a good show.
Like
It's a nice location. I like the location. I get to visit with family. My sister lives there. My brother did live there.
Okay.
So I would visit with them. So it was kind of like a, visit family, do the art show. So
That's cool.
And it takes place in a park, Lindsay Park, and it's up on a bluff, and it's in East Davenport. East Davenport has a lot of history. And when you look out, let's see, which way would you be? You would be looking towards the east. East-south is Arsenal Island.
Okay.
And that's used to be a POW camp during the Civil War. It's huge, huge museum there, and history, and this big cemetery, military cemetery. A lot of people work there.
Okay.
And then there's a lock and dam. I think it's 14. I think it's 14 or 15. I don't know which the number is. But there's a bridge there. And at one time it was wooden. And a steamboat hit it. And Abraham Lincoln was the lawyer for the bridge company. And suing for damages from the barge company for hitting the bridge. There's a lot of history there.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
That's super cool.
yeah.
So you always have a booth at like the same spot, or is
It's pretty close to the same spot. The lady there, she takes really, really good care of Barbara and I. And Barbara and I, we sit back to back. So she puts us on, usually we're in a spot where I'll either be here and Barbara will be here. That way I can walk out of my booth in the back of her booth and vice versa.
Okay.
She puts us back to back. Because two artists aren't supposed to be in the same booth.
So you guys have two separate
We have
booths.
to have two separate booths. And so we talked to the manager. I said, can you put us back to back? Because Barbara does all the money.
Okay.
I don't do none of that. No.
So then she can come over. Okay.
She handles all that. And if, you know, I'm busy, somebody's asking questions or whatever, and somebody else shows up and wants to buy something, she's right there. So.
You go home that night?
No, we used to when I worked. When both of us worked, we would drive home. Of course, we were younger.
Right.
We would drive to Michigan. Yeah. Up to Lansing.
Oh my gosh, that's like
3 more hours.
3 more, right? I would say 2. So yeah.
So it's an 8-hour drive.
Okay.
7.5, 8-hour drive. So, and but we would drive back home again because we had to go to work. So we did that quite a few years, and then we decided one year to stay Sunday, and it was so relaxing going back after having a good night's sleep and everything. And, you know, not working your ass off, and then get in the truck for 8 hours and can't move when you get there.
Right.
And so we stay Sunday night, come back Monday.
Okay. So you hang out with your family on Sunday night and do all that?
Yeah, it just depends on what's going on with my sister. My sister, she's, I don't know. It all just depends. Usually, either Sunday night or both. We'll have dinner Sunday night and breakfast. We'll always have breakfast Monday morning though before we leave town.
Okay.
So it just depends on what's going on with her.
You guys go to that one place? The
Iowa Machine Shed. No, we won't be doing that this year. I don't think so. So we'll go someplace else. Yeah, the Iowa Machine Shed is. Get there early in the morning, get a cinnamon roll.
Okay.
I like the pecan rolls personally.
Hey, that's my kind. I love pecans.
They're so good. Don't try to eat it there in the restaurant and have breakfast. You can't do both. I'm serious.
Eat breakfast and then take it to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Order it first, because they disappear like that. To go. Tell her, put 1 or 2 or whatever you want aside. Put it in a box and get your name on it or whatever, or at the table.
Okay.
Because they do disappear.
When they're gone, they're gone.
When they're gone, they're gone. Yeah.
Okay.
We got there one time, what, 10 o'clock or 9:30? And there was only one left or something like that. I'm like,
All right.
So, see, and I don't know what price to put on it. That's my whole problem.
Right.
Same with that. What kind of price you put on there? You know what I mean?
Right. Which part would you struggle with, though?
What do you mean?
Like, because you're looking at it with your time, or you don't know what's fair, or you don't even really care to sell it in general.
Well, no, I'd sell it.
Okay.
That doesn't bother me selling that. In fact, I'd like to sell it. Somebody enjoy it. It belongs, on somebody's counter in a house. It's sliding glass doors, like a lake house on the end of the counter or something like that,
Right.
with fruit in it. That's where it belongs. Now, I made a walnut bowl. It was about this size, maybe a little bit bigger. Not too much, but it didn't have this on it. It was just a round bowl like this. And it was about this thick. It was about this size. And lady comes in, looks at that, says, you know what? That'll look really good in my guest bathroom for towels. They handed me a credit card. $1,400. Okay.
Yeah.
And see, that's another thing they tell you. They say, well, if you put $2,000 on it, it won't sell. They don't think you value it enough. If you put $4,000 on it, it'll sell.
So it's a whole nother mindset.
Yeah. But see, we're going to Davenport, which is in the Midwest. So it's a little tougher there. And Louisville, if you went to Louisville, that's different. Chicago's different. Des Moines is different. So it depends on where you go, people and their money is. Plus it's an election year. So it's always slow in election year. The problem, well, not the problem, but the thing of it is, it's, what do they call that? Spending, they got a name for that. They got it really fancy. What do they call that? Where people spend money there, or they have money to spend on stuff that they enjoy. I don't know. I can't think of it right now.
Like luxuries?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's a term for it. And
Expendable income?
well, no, there's a certain word that means that. So
Okay.
sorry.
It's okay.
So this guy comes in the booth and it's sitting there, and he's looking at it, and he's, feeling on it, and oohing and ahhing and talking about it. And it's been my experience that they go on for more than 10 minutes, maybe 8. Somewhere around in there, 8 to 10 minutes, they're not buying it.
Okay.
So he comes in and he's looking at this bowl and he's drooling on it, talking about it, blah, blah, blah. And walks away. He said, I'll be back. I call them be-backers, They're going to come back. They never come back, which is fine. So he does come back in the afternoon and he looks at it. He's talking about it. And let's see, he tried to, this was on a Friday, that's right. Because the show ran Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And he come back and he goes, blah, 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 blah. I said, no, that's a nice bowl. And it was a nice bowl. Saturday morning, open up. And not open 20 minutes. Lady walks in, hands me her credit card. Said, that bowl's mine. Okay. So I ring it up and she said, will you help me take it to my car? Sure, that's no problem.
Yep.
Wrap it up in a blanket and dolly it to her car. Come back. And about 1 o'clock, this dude shows up again. He's looking around. He goes, where's that bowl? I said, it's sold. You sold this? I said, yeah. They handed me their credit card. Well, I wanted that bowl. You should have bought it when you had the chance. The next year he comes back, comes in the booth and goes, "Do you have a picture of that bowl?" And I goes, "Yeah, I think so, somewhere. Would you send that to me?" He goes, "The next year." That bothered him that he didn't get that bowl.
So he wanted a picture of it?
He wanted a picture of it. That was the same cherry bowl that I had in Chicago. And this was about 1 o'clock, 1:30 after church. And guy comes up. We're in Chicago. Where are we at? I forget where we're at. Pretty close to Old Town, but 57th Street. And I'm set up. The guy comes up, and the first thing I think of is a stockbroker.
Yeah.
Banker, stockbroker, money guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of 40, 42, 41, maybe 44. Nice looking guy, dressed nice. And he stops at that bowl and he just was going on and on about this bowl. Couldn't keep his hands off. I gotta go get my own. Whatever. Goes, grabs his wife, brings her back, and here she is. Heels, dressed to the nines. I probably shouldn't say this, but I know she had argumentative boobs. She's probably 28, 27 or something like that, under 30, which is fine, I'm just, but she stands there in the way, and she kind of acts, and she looks at it. She doesn't touch it. She just looks at it, and she goes, I forget what his name was. She goes, "That's the wrong color." And it was like you took a knitting needle and jabbed the guy right in the heart. He just collapsed. And he goes, "Oh," and they walk away. And I went, wow, how much power does he give her? Think of that.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. But I wouldn't want her to have it anyway. You know what I mean? Just by the way she, she wouldn't have.
It'd be so easy just to toss out
or take it to, take it to Goodwill or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just
no appreciation for the art.
No.
Of
So, yeah, that was the same goal.
Yeah, it's crazy how much happiness people put in other people's pocket. So I was saying this is, don't put the key to your happiness in someone else's pocket. And that always stuck to me. And I thought, you know what? That is true. Why do we do that?
I don't know. I have no idea. But I was just like, and he was over the moon about it. I mean, I thought I thought it was going to be sold. No, but most of my big sales, if it's over $1,000, happens within 5-6 minutes. Like that. There's no, it's amazing.
They just buy it.
They just buy it. They'll hand me their credit card or whatever, or they may ask one question, and they'll say, "Well, I'd like to take that." It's all over within that, either the 10-minute period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, the transaction is over with, and
everything. And they're on their way.
We're going to try to figure out how to get it to your car. Other than that, that's, it's really, really crazy. The art show and the questions and the people's behavior. It's fun to watch.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. The 3-day show in Louisville, they kind of get on my nerves. Sunday afternoon, I'm like, oh, I'm ready to get the hell out of here.
Done talking to people. My battery is depleted.
Yeah.
I get that.